They found the camera buried in the dirt, still recording, its lens cracked, its audio warped by static. The last frame showed a man standing in the woods, staring directly at the lens, smiling wide, even though he'd been buried 6 days earlier. No one dared cross into Black Hollow after sundown. The forest loomed at the edge of the town like a gaping maw, its twisted trees tangled like clutching hands. People spoke in hushed tones about those who had gone in and never come out. Teenagers looking for thrills, hunters chasing deer, even an entire search party once. But Ivy Madison wasn't like the others. 28, a freelance documentary filmmaker with a taste for the forbidden and forgotten. Ivy had grown up hearing the stories. She had returned to her hometown only to bury her father, but the hollow called to her like a wound that hadn't healed. She received a letter 3 days after the funeral. No return address, just a note. They're still in there. Film it. Share the truth, or they'll come for you next. Inside the envelope, a Polaroid. 5 people standing in the hollow. One was her father. He had vanished for 2 days before being found dead in his study, an expression of frozen terror etched onto his face. No sign of struggle, no cause of death. But now, this. The date on the photo? Taken after his burial. Armed with cameras, a drone, and a small team of 2 friends, Ryan, her sound tech, and Lexi, an intuitive researcher with a sensitivity to the supernatural. Ivy entered the hollow on October 31st, Halloween. The veil was thinnest, Lexi said. Ivy rolled her eyes but kept the EMF meter. From the moment they crossed the tree line, the world changed. The air thickened. No birds, no insects, not even wind. Just silence so dense it pressed into their skulls. The drone refused to lift. Ivy cursed. Ryan whispered, "It's watching." Lexi just stared up at the canopy, eyes wide. Then the forest spoke. Not in words, in memories. Ivy's ears rang with her mother's voice, screaming during a long-forgotten fight. Ryan saw his dead sister, pale and bleeding, sitting on a branch above him. Lexi collapsed to her knees, sobbing, whispering, he's here, oh God, he never left." Cameras picked up none of it. Just static. By dusk, the group found a clearing. In the center, a crumbling Victorian house, rotted and skeletal. No record of it existed in any town archives. Ivy's father had always drawn it in his sketchbooks, a fixation she dismissed as dementia. They approached. Each step toward it felt like walking through molasses, yet none could stop. Something compelled them. A pull behind their eyes, an itch beneath the skin. The door creaked open for them, though no wind blew. Inside, the house bent reality. Endless halls, doors that led back to the same room, staircases spiraling into the ceiling. Every mirror showed not reflections, but versions of themselves, screaming, disfigured, flayed. Lexi vanished first. One moment she was beside them. The next, she was in a mirror, pounding silently from the other side, mouth open in a howl of torment. Her skin bubbled like boiling wax, eyes black voids. Then, she was gone. Ivy and Ryan, too numb to scream, pressed deeper into the house. In the heart of it, a circular room awaited. Walls lined with mirrors, floor covered in dust and bones. Hundreds of them. Skulls with mouths locked in silent shrieks. A grandfather clock ticked backward in the center. A figure stood in the room, Ivy's father. He looked alive, but wrong. Joints too loose, smile too wide. He spoke in a chorus of voices. Male, female, old, young, all layered into one ungodly hum. The hollow keeps what it is shown. Memories feed it. Pain sustains it. You came to show the truth, so see it, live it. The mirrors flared to life. They saw themselves, over and over, dying in 1,000 ways, drowning in leaves, screaming as tendrils dragged them underground, hanging by invisible nooses, skin peeled by unseen claws. Each vision played in an endless loop, like home movies from hell. Ryan broke. He charged the figure, only to pass through him and fall into the mirror behind. His body twisted, elongating, snapping like dry twigs. In the glass, he joined the others, screaming, reaching, eternal. Ivy stood alone. The figure turned to her, smile softening. Her father's real eyes surfaced for a moment. "You can leave, but only if you bring them more. Feed the hollow. Film its hunger. Show the world. Let them believe. Let them come." She collapsed, sobbing. "I won't." The figure tilted its head. "You already have." He pointed to the corner. Her camera light was blinking, recording. And behind her, a door. One she hadn't seen before. Sunlight glowed behind it. Ivy returned home alone. She never spoke of what happened. She edited the footage, posted it online as a found footage horror doc. Viewers thought it brilliant, realistic, terrifying, viral in days. Then people began to vanish. Fans of the video, obsessives, those who claimed they saw something in the mirrors. Police couldn't trace them. Some were last seen heading toward forests near their homes. Ivy knew the truth. Each viewer, each scream, each drop of belief fed the hollow. It was no longer just in her hometown. It had branched out. It whispered in trees, reflected in puddles, showed up in dreams, and Ivy kept filming, because they promised, if she stopped, they'd drag her back. The screen you're watching now. Look closely at the reflection. Is that your room? That flicker in the corner. Was that a face? Congratulations. You watched. You fed it. You heard the hollow. Now it hears you too. The end. But not for you. In the remote village of Eldergrove, nestled deep within the mist-laden moors of northern England, tales of the hollowing have been whispered for generations. An ancient curse, a malevolent presence, and a series of unexplained disappearances have shrouded the village in perpetual dread. Dr. Eliza Thornton, a renowned anthropologist from London, arrives in Eldergrove to investigate the folklore surrounding the hollowing. Drawn by the enigmatic tales and the recent vanishing of a local child, she seeks to uncover the truth behind the legends. Eldergrove is a place where time seems to stand still. Cobblestone streets wind through clusters of thatched cottages, and the air is thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. The villagers are wary, their eyes filled with suspicion and fear. According to legend, the hollowing is a spectral entity that emerges from the fog every decade to claim a soul. It is said to be the remnant of a druidic priest who was cursed for betraying his order. The entity is believed to hollow out its victims, leaving behind lifeless husks. As Eliza delves deeper into the village's history, the fog grows denser, and the nights become increasingly oppressive. She begins to experience vivid nightmares and hears whispers echoing through the mist. Eliza uncovers an ancient manuscript hidden within the church's crypt. The text details a ritual to summon and bind the hollowing, involving blood sacrifices and forbidden incantations. She realizes that the villagers may have been complicit in maintaining the curse. Determined to end the cycle, Eliza confronts the village elders. They confess to performing the ritual every decade to protect the village, offering a chosen child to appease the hollowing. Horrified, Eliza vows to stop the ritual and save the missing child. Eliza prepares to perform a counter-ritual to banish the hollowing. As the fog thickens and the entity approaches, she recites the incantations, drawing upon ancient symbols and her own blood to complete the rite. The fog dissipates, and the hollowing vanishes. The missing child is found, unconscious but alive. The villagers, freed from the curse, begin to rebuild their lives. Eliza returns to London, forever changed by her experiences.